All right, let's get right into it. Today, we're unpacking the premise of a story that, it starts off like your classic office romance, but then it takes this really sudden, dark twist. This is Love Auction 2 Love Designs. And bam, right out of the gate, the story just throws this at you. It completely shatters any idea you had that this was going to be some simple, sweet love story. I mean, think about it. A chance meeting on a plane? That's textbook romance stuff. But here, they swap out the charming bachelor for a serial killer. Yeah, the whole narrative just gets twisted into something way, way darker. Okay, so let's back up a little bit and actually set the stage here. How in the world does our main character end up in such a terrifying situation? Well, believe it or not, it all kicks off with a really hopeful new beginning. So let's meet Savannah Wright. This is our protagonist. She's super ambitious, really talented, and she's heading off to this new life in a town called Bayville. She's landed a fantastic job at a design firm. I mean, this is it for her. A total fresh start, A chance to really make her mark. She's the kind of character you just can't help but root for right away.
And this is the moment where everything just flips upside down. All that hope, all that excitement for her new life, it gets this dark shadow cast over it because of an encounter that she has no idea is dangerous. That single plane ride, without her even knowing it, just tangled up her bright future with someone's incredibly dark past.
And here's the guy, Matthew Whitendell. And you've got to understand, he's not just some random threat. No, this is a predator returning to his old hunting grounds. And what's really key here is his specific fascination with Savannah. It's not just about her looks. He's actually intrigued by her designs, by her creativity. And that little detail is just so chilling, right? It tells you his obsession is way deeper than just some random meeting. So you'd think a serial killer on a plane is a big enough problem, right? Well, that's not Savannah's only problem, because back at her brand new office, there's a whole different kind of battle brewing. And this brings in the second major conflict in her life. So on one side, you've got Savannah, talented new hire, bringing all that southern sass. And on the other side, Aidan St. Patrick. He's the VP of the company, and he's got this British arrogance thing going on. I mean, these two are like oil and water. He was totally against her being hired in the first place, so you've immediately got this classic power struggle, this big personality clash.
But, of course, there's a twist, right? Because even though they're always at each other's throats, the office rumor mill is just buzzing. And this little rumor, it adds such a great layer of complexity. You have to wonder, are they just rivals? Or is all that fighting just masking some kind of deep attraction? It's the absolute perfect setup for one of those classic enemies to lovers stories.
So let's recap. We've got these two really powerful forces circling Savannah, right? There's the potential lover in the office, and then there's the definite predator from the outside. And all of this, it's about to come to a head at one single massive event. The stage is set at this big, high-stakes, glamorous charity auction. And it's on this very public stage that all these private dramas, the romantic one and the absolutely terrifying one, are about to smash into each other. Big time. Okay, we really need to break this down because it plays out like a perfectly calculated chess match. Move 1, Savannah agrees to be auctioned off for charity. Totally innocent, right? Move 2, Aidan, her rival, secretly plans to be the one to place the winning bid for her. Maybe he's finally ready to show his cards. But then, move 3, the predator, Matthew, makes his play. He actually uses a kid to create a diversion to lure Aidan away, right at the most critical moment. And the final move? The sabotage works. Aidan is successfully stopped from bidding. He's completely out of the picture. And just like that, with that one single move, the whole story just takes a hard left turn. All those carefully laid plans from Aidan, from everyone, they're just shattered. Which brings us to the aftermath. So here's the thing you gotta remember. Savannah is still up there on that stage. She has no clue about the drama that just went down behind the scenes. All she knows is Aidan is gone and someone has placed the winning bid. But who? Her fate for the rest of the night is now in the hands of a complete mystery bidder. And that leads us to the first really terrifying question the story just leaves hanging in the air. We know Matthew was there. We know he was scheming. So what if he's the winning bidder? If he is, then his dark, creepy fascination is about to become Savannah's terrifying new reality.
But the story doesn't just leave you with that fear. It pivots right back to the romance. Because Matthew's little scheme didn't just put Savannah in danger, it also stole Aiden's one big chance to, finally bridge that gap between them. So the other big question is, will he ever get another shot?
And that's it. That's exactly where the story leaves you. You're just hanging there with these two massive cliffhangers. One is all about life and death suspense, and the other is about romantic destiny. It's just such a masterful hook, and it forces you to ask that one big question. What in the world happens next?